So Lee, who's the third co-founder, unfortunately isn't at the company anymore. At some point in sort of the 2014, 2015 timeframe, he just started becoming a jerk. And it was hard because it was like he was just being a jerk. And it was incredibly disruptive. We burned through a lot of great people because of his behavior. And I assumed that it was because, he'd made some money and he basically been married, had a kid, and then he got divorced and, married someone from work. And I figured he just was sort of like, some people are successful and then they become jerks. And I figured that was what was happening with him. Instead, it turned out he had a pretty rare neurological condition called frontotemporal dementia. It's the same thing that Bruce Willis has, but Lee was in his 30s, which is extremely rare for something like this. And I regret. I have tons of regrets around that. I regret being as angry as I was at him because I basically had to fire him. And that was a super hard decision for me. And then he, where I was a mess, he was like, yep, you're probably right. Time to leave. And the reason why is the frontal lobe of your brain is the thing that is what helps you process and have empathy and have human relations. And if you look at the brain scans, it's easily they were missing those. And so I have a ton of regrets around how that all went down. And I try now when people, their behavior changes dramatically, to ask, is there something going on in their personal life? Is there something going on with their health? Is there something else that's out there? Lee's still alive, but can't speak anymore, is just a hollow shell of the person he used to be. If you search online for what happened to Lee, there's a Wired story that tells the story of it, but it's